What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, sir. All right, so we got Orlando Brown exposing Hollywood predator ring and who victimized him. We all know Orlando speaks his mind. We don't know if his allegations are all true, but he speaks his mind. He said some wild. So we're here for the spice.
Panda is a secret code for a certain thing, and so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down.
I'm telling you that. Yes, TD Jakes is Kim Porter. So you tell me what they was doing. I'm not going to express how I feel about that because I don't.
Oeshkash koesmash. You gave me the oeshkash muaf, the smoesmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the oeshkash muash. I love it, yo.
Oh, shit.
I love it. You gave me the oeshkash muash.
Orlando Brown has joined the recent conversation about Hollywood abusers by sharing his own experience with this predator ring in Hollywood that allegedly victimized him. A series of interviews recently resurfaced where Orlando Brown made some disturbing allegations against industry creeps, saying they engage in rituals that victimize young, unassuming artists in the industry. But we all know how Orlando is known for making outlandish comments in interviews. And because of that, many people dismissed him. But given the recent surge in victims outing their Hollywood abusers, people are starting to pay more attention to Orlando Brown. Some even claim Orlando might be acting up on screen deliberately to protect himself, because the things he has seen in industry backrooms are so heavy that speaking on it might actually get him offed. But what did Orlando Brown say about predators in Hollywood? Did he really get victimized by a predator ring that performs creepy rituals on young upcoming male artists? Let's find out.
This whole Will Smith shit, you feel me? Hey man, that nigga Michael Jackson, bro. You feel me? That nigga Michael Jackson, bro. That nigga set me up, bro. On everything I love, that nigga set me up, bro. You feel me? That nigga is tripping, bro. That nigga be on some other shit, my nigga. Like straight the fuck up. What are you talking about, my nigga? You raped me as a kid, you bitch ass nigga. You raped me as a kid and you all my kids, nigga. And you still trying to get away with this shit, nigga. What do you mean? I'm sitting.
Orlando Brown has been trying to expose the industry for the groomer breeding ground that it is for years now. However, because of his history of substance abuse and legal troubles, nobody has ever really taken him seriously. But it seems like that's about to change as people are now paying better attention to what alleged victims are saying after A-list celebs like Diddy have been outed for all sorts of SA and gay rituals. The thing about Orlando Brown is that he is one of those young artists that people describe as having a lot of potential. Orlando's acting career started in 1995 when he appeared as Cadet Kevin Tiger Dunn in Major Payne. He was just 8 years old and he was already headed for a successful career as a child actor. The following year, his career bloomed as he started playing the beloved Eddie Thomas in That's So Raven. That would turn out to be the biggest gig of his career yet, as That's So Raven became wildly popular, making history as the first Disney series with 100 episodes. And, of course, the Eddie Murphy character was so popular that it opened the doors for more career opportunities for Orlando. Between 2000 and 2007, he was juggling 3 Disney projects simultaneously and really getting into his bag. However, by 2007, the That's So Raven crew had started outgrowing their roles, so Disney pulled the plug. For a while, he tried to switch to music, but he didn't really find his footing in music as fast as his acting career took off. And that's when Orlando's problems began. In April 2007, Orlando was pulled over for a traffic violation in Texas. And when police searched his car, they found weed in it and arrested him. With his music career still struggling, Orlando continued battling one legal issue after the other. Around 2011, he was arrested again for DUI in Hollywood. But that wasn't even the most disturbing part. The thing that got fans worried about him was the fact that he seemed to be neck deep in substance abuse and going off the rails. 2 years later, Orlando was arrested for another DUI and, this time, bagged a 180-day sentence. And then, in 2014, an unhinged audio was leaked where someone believed to be Orlando was heard threatening to harm an unnamed woman and her family. Orlando later claimed that the woman was a stalker who just wouldn't stop blowing up his phone, but he still got charged with disturbing the peace. Through all this, Orlando seemed too caught up in his legal problems to focus on fixing his career, but he still coped with a quick cameo in the 2015 blockbuster Straight Outta Compton. He also starred in the movie American Bad Boy, alongside Cat Williams. Orlando seemed to be on a straight path again for some time, but that didn't hold for long because, by early 2016, he would be making trips in and out of police custody for beating his girlfriend and drug possession with the intent to sell. Every time he was scheduled to show up in court, he would take off and have police searching for him until he was traced to a Las Vegas hotel known for illegal drug sales and use and prostitution. If it wasn't clear to his family before then, it became crystal clear that Orlando had a substance problem and needed all the help he could get. So, family and friends staged an intervention and tried to get him into a rehab facility, but he abandoned the program after only 1 week. Around this time, Orlando was filmed walking down the street barefoot while holding a case of wine while a man threatened to lay him out if he came near his house. Reports later surfaced that Orlando was not only dealing with a severe addiction, he was also homeless. This was heartbreaking for fans to watch, as Orlando basically went from a child star with a successful career to whatever he was battling in that period. It had fans thinking, how did he end up like this? Over the years, Orlando has done several interviews where he dropped truth bombs about the industry, including claims that certain high-profile predators in the industry sacrifice young, upcoming artists to get ahead. According to him, the situation is so bad that it has caused many artists like himself to spiral out of control. Orlando has even named several A-listers in the industry that he claims have essayed him at some point or the other. Let's start with this video where Orlando went off about Will Smith allegedly essaying him. In the video, Orlando seems to be ranting about how Will Smith not only essayed him, but also did the same to other youngins in the industry.
This whole Will Smith shit. You feel me? Hey man, that nigga Michael Jackson, bro. You feel me? That nigga Michael Jackson, bro. That nigga set me up, bro. On everything I love, the nigga set me up, bro. You feel me? That nigga is tripping, bro. That nigga be on some other shit, my nigga. Like straight the up. What are you talking about, my nigga? You raped as a kid, you bitch ass nigga. You raped as a kid and you raped my kids, nigga. And you still trying to get away with the shit, nigga. What do you mean? I'm sitting right here, bitch. Every time I see you, I want to slice your neck, mother. You really have to understand what the Bible says, bro. The Bible says, it says, honor your mother and your father for your days are long, nigga. I ain't killed you for that reason, bitch.
He also mentioned Michael Jackson and seemed to be saying Michael Jackson also essayed him and that he is his father. As usual, Orlando put on his crazy talk act here, making people doubt that he knew what he was saying. But for the most part, fans are concerned about what seems like a deliberate attempt by the media to sweep Orlando's statements under the rug because the people he accused of SA are loved by everyone. One fan said, "Orlando Brown is telling the truth. He just acts crazy to play it off. Child actors go through a lot in Hollywood." Another fan went into more detail, saying, "From what I gather, Will took an underage Orlando to a hotel room to father him into the industry with S favors. This happened to pretty much everyone Orlando grew up with in the industry and eventually his family members, as they began to associate with the industry as well. I don't know who Trent is or the Jackson he claims to be, but I imagine it's from his past roles on shows like the Jamie Foxx show and That's So Raven that he got to play because of his sexual sacrifices to Will Smith. It goes in an effed up circle, like a cult. To join, you must do voluntary favors for roles. But Will Smith is not the only person Orlando Brown has accused of assaying him. In an interview with Cam Capone News, Orlando brought up Diddy, saying Diddy gave him the oosh gash muash. Orlando hinted that Diddy might have had something to do with him when he was younger, which likely contributed to his derailing mental health.
I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh gosh goose wash. You gave me the ushkash muaf, the smoosh smash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You gave me the ushkash muash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the ushkash muash.
And
that ushkash muash. You know what I'm talking about, Diddy?
Bro, I try not to
As
laugh,
we all
bro.
know, that is
swear,
certainly
I
not
try
the
not to
first
laugh.
time Diddy has been accused of assaying a young male artist. Rumors of Diddy being on the DL are all over the media now, and several people have accused him of hosting secret gay parties where he and other male A-listers like Will Smith essay young boys. In another interview with Cam Capone News, Orlando described a secret cult in Hollywood called Panda and the Panda Eyes rituals this club allegedly carries out. According to Orlando, the Panda Eyes involve certain Hollywood elites performing a ritual on young artists that involves manipulating a nerve down there, which some fans have identified as the Pudendal nerve. Orlando believed that when this nerve is manipulated, it can turn the person on whom this ritual is performed into an animal or any other thing the person who performed the ritual needs them to be. He then talked about how when you notice a young male artist with black eyes, it's usually not from them getting jumped, as in beat up. Instead, the black eyes come from having the Panda Eyes ritual performed on them by industry creeps. Orlando even mentioned Blueface as one of the artists who have fallen victim to the Panda Eyes ritual. Now, this might seem like a stretch, but it's definitely something to think about as we try to piece together all the other creepy backstage parts of Hollywood. In another interview, Orlando sat down with Tasha K to try and unravel some of the mystery behind Hollywood's glitz and glamour. According to him, the key to Hollywood or Hollyweird longevity is to sell your soul. Orlando claimed that in Hollywood, people are allowed to live forever when they sell their souls. Now, selling their souls does not just mean getting into a contract with the devil. Orlando explained that to stay on top, Hollywood Top Guns prey, hunt, SA, and kidnap the youngins. AKA young artists like Orlando was a few years back. And they have more than enough space to do whatever they like with their victims because, after all, they plan to live forever. Orlando then mentioned something alarming that seems to suggest rituals that are done to trap the souls of young artists so that the Top Guns who want to live forever can embody their physical bodies. And apparently, this has been going on since the World War I. Orlando then went on to say that people who perform these spirit exchange rituals are supposed to be hard to identify, but when it comes to Hollywood, the practice is so common that people who open their eyes can see them.
You are allowed to live forever. And these people that are called youngins, rookies, new booties, like I was, had no idea that these people still live. They will prey, haunt, kidnap, anything to stay on top. This is their world. They have nothing but time, is what they believe.
now, who are we talking about?
We're talking about everyone that's supposed to be dead. Like there is a
In the
world-
industry.
In the industry.
Okay.
You know, when you walk around with the fake face and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna open up. It's like this is not. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that since World War I, we've been taught by the Indians and all this other shit how to take skin people and wear their faces to infiltrate the families and this, that, and the other. This is something that has been going on since World War I and before that. So now we've conquered the art of exchanging spirits, trading spirits. So it's supposed to be hard to identify. But when it comes down to it, this world of Hollywood, this wicked world is what they call it. Some people call it Hollyweird. You could literally go to Hollywood and if you open your eyes, it will manifest to you. They'll be right there in front of you.
Orlando might sound crazy here, but just hang on a second, because what he said in that interview over a year ago is eerily similar to what celebrity medium Sloan Bella later said about Diddy. Sloan Bella blew up on YouTube after accurately predicting that Diddy would begin to face his downfall on or around the anniversary of Kim Porter's death. And as if on cue, Cassie brought the lawsuit against Diddy on November 16th, a day after the 5th anniversary of Kim Porter's death.
Wow.
But that's beside the point. The crazy thing here is that Sloan Bella talked about how Diddy allegedly had Kim Porter taken out because she witnessed some shady rituals Diddy performed involving children. She wanted to write a tell-all book exposing him and his fellow ritualists. Sloan mentioned that the fact that the press tried to make it seem like the issue was Diddy's DL sexuality was a deliberate attempt to deflect from the real issue. And what is the real issue? Well, Sloan Bella claimed Hollywood elites were harnessing the energies of young male children through SA rituals that allowed them to be able to control the young boys. Sloan added that these rituals gave whoever performed them youth and fame and allowed them to manipulate the young boys they performed these rituals on. This was the real secret that Kim Porter wanted to reveal, which ultimately led to her death. Now, Sloan didn't make all these allegations without naming names to back up her claim, and one of the people she mentioned as part of Diddy's victims is Justin Bieber. Unless you live under a rock, you have seen or heard about how Diddy allegedly groomed Justin Bieber when Justin was a teenager. Remember when Diddy invited Justin to stay at his place for 48 hours without revealing what they would be doing the whole time, and made things even creepier by promising Justin a swanky car and a house when he turned 16? Yeah, that was hella weird. The worst part is sources close to Justin say the abuse and grooming he suffered at the hands of Hollywood celebs like Diddy is the reason why his mental health later spiraled, and he had to start depending on drugs as an escape. Sadly, this child star to drug addict pipeline is something we've seen too many times to count in the industry. That's what prompted former child star Corey Feldman to speak about his experience in Hollywood. Corey was practically born into Hollywood, making his screen debut at the age of 3 when he appeared in a TV commercial. He would grow up to have a fulfilling career as an actor, starring in blockbusters like Friday the 13th, Gremlins, The Goonies, and Stand By Me. But being propelled into the spotlight at such a young age came with dire consequences. According to Corey, he and other young stars lost their innocence and childhood to pedophiles in the industry and other adults who stood by and profited from child exploitation. To expose the industry for the pedophile breeding ground that it is, Corey started granting a series of interviews to share his experiences. According to him, pedophilia in Hollywood is this open secret that everyone knows about, but nobody talks about either, because they are part of the perpetrators or they are afraid of retribution for speaking out. This is because perpetrators are usually the 1% of the 1%, untouchable Hollywood royalty. He added that these men have abused countless children in Hollywood, but never get punished because they feel their power and status protect them. And if we're being honest, it does. Corey went deeper, revealing that when he was just a teenager, there were always abusers lurking around him like vultures who took advantage of him and his late best friend, Corey Haim. According to him, they were too young to know what was being done to them was wrong, and the adults around them made them believe young stars and older men having relations was a normal thing. Although he said he couldn't name names, Corey even went as far as saying that it was the abuse his best friend Corey Haim suffered at the hands of a Hollywood mogul that resulted in his untimely death. According to him, predators in the industry use drugs and illegal substances to get their victims hooked so they can be easily controlled. As a result, these victims start depending on substances to cope with their demons. Eventually, they either die from substance abuse or get discredited when they come out with their stories. If all of those options fail, they try to kill them. Corey has even disclosed an attempt made on his life right after he started outing Hollywood abusers, where 2 trucks came speeding at him on the highway. At this point, there is a clear pattern of whistleblowers getting threatened, drugged, disappearing, or dying under mysterious circumstances. Corey believes the problem is so bad that there might never be a solution to it. So, it is sad but not surprising that even when a documentary titled An Open Secret Exposing Child Predators in Hollywood was made, they found a way to repress it and ensure it didn't get much publicity. As fans have noticed, whenever Orlando talks about all the weird things that happen in Hollywood, his statements are laced with a heavy dose of humor or crazy talk that makes it seem like he's joking or, worse, crazy. But fans believe he's doing all that to protect himself because we all know what happens to people who try to speak up about the industry. As one person put it, everyone tells, and they are all presumed to be crazy. Orlando Brown, Raven, Lisa Bonet, Martin Lawrence, Corey Haim, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Macaulay Culkin. Everybody is crazy. Or they are junkies. But one thing is true. They all have the exact same story. However, some fans still believe that some powers that be have deliberately targeted Orlando and derailed his career because of the things he knows. That explains why, despite being so talented, his music career never took off, and his acting career kinda just went down the drain. One fan said, "They did this to stop him from rapping. They knew he'd leak their secrets. That's why they started to target him, to tarnish his image. They used him to starve this boy of bookings, blackballed him, and he turned to drugs to cope." Another person said, "They got to Orlando Brown. He was a baby genius and multi-talented. It's amazing how the industry destroys raw talent when they don't go along to get along. Sad." I mean, it is a sad thing to see such a talented man like Orlando Brown go through all the things he has gone through. But do y'all think his struggles are really because of what the Hollywood Predator ring did to him? Or is he just another famous person with a substance problem? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you don't miss the next.
All right, so do y'all think Orlando Brown is off his cucaracas or he's speaking some truth? I feel like he's speaking the truth, bro.